So my gorgeous YouTube fam, I am still here, I am still alive, and I'm still going to be delivering the goods, tutorials and tips and tricks. I just wanted to say a huge thank you because we have now got over 15,000 subscribers, and that means so much for me. Now, I cannot deliver videos weekly now because of my training academy, but you are all welcome to join that. So a little bit more on that later, but today I'm going to teach you a really simple way of how to do your spiraling technique. Now, I teach florists worldwide, and I also do in-person classes, so one-to-one training. And the most difficult thing that my students take a while to sort of adapt to is the spiraling technique. And also, this is actually quite hard to actually teach as well, because we all do our spirals in different ways, and different florists teach it in all different funky ways. So I've actually had people come to my in-person training and they've been taught by other florists, like college courses and things like that, and they do their spiraling technique a lot differently, and it just looked a little bit like more confusing. So for example, if you've ever learned the way to spiral, you get 3 of one stem, 3 of the other, and then sort of make them go in different directions like that. To be honest, there has been a couple of ladies that have come and done that, and I've been like, I know exactly where you've been taught. But some spiraling techniques work for one person, some the other. But I've got a really easy strategy, and it's going to be really helpful for spiraling your stems and your bouquets, okay? So I'm going to do this as really simple as possible. So I'm going to make a basic sort of bouquet for you, and you're going to have to watch my hands and the flower placement, and by the end of the video I am sure that you are going to be able to master the spiral technique. So as I'm getting ready, let's just have a little chat, like what have we been up to? I see all your lovely comments on YouTube. There is literally so many to get through now, and I'm so grateful for it. And I do take time out to look at them all and make sure that I reply to as many as I possibly can. Believe me, I do. So I'm just going to get a few hydrangeas here. Now, these are Colombian hydrangeas. These are available all year round, okay? And then in the summertime, we have the Dutch hydrangeas that are so much better. They're available for about 3 or 4 months of the year. Sometimes they come in earlier, sometimes they come in later, just like peonies. So when I have the peonies and the Dutch hydrangeas, the bouquets are chef's kiss. But the Colombian hydrangeas are really gorgeous, and they are huge as well and create the same sort of impact as the Dutch hydrangeas as well. And it is coming into peony season. I was actually umming and ahhing about getting some peonies, but I don't have an order that I need to do today with peonies in. So I was just thinking, when I do, I'm going to go ham with the peonies. So, because it's only just come into season, and also I don't particularly like, I know that they have come into season now, but I don't particularly like getting them at the beginning of the season because they come like really small, like lollipop heads, and yeah, some of them don't open, and they're really expensive, and they do sometimes piss me off. So yeah. So anyway, I've got some lovely mixed Ecuadorian roses here. A lovely selection of different colours. So I'm just going to get about 8 of these. So I've got a lovely sort of neutral sand colour. I've got pink mondial. I've got this lovely lilac. Have we got any more white ones? No, I think I've used all the white ones. So we'll just do a mix. How many have I got there now? So just a couple more. Got a lovely cerise one as well. And yeah, gorgeous. Okay, then I will put some delphiniums into the mix as well, because they are gorgeous. And also, guys, I did get bleeding heart cut flowers today. I have never ever seen these. You probably have, but I haven't. As a cut flower on the wholesalers. And I have got a wild feminine cottage garden coffin spray to do today, so I just thought that these will be gorgeous to go into. Like, look at those bad boys. they do need a little bit of hydration because I haven't conditioned the stems yet. I have just got here. So it's all good in the hood. Brilliante. Okay, so I've got some gorgeous lilac delphiniums. Also, like for example, these are really, really thick and long stemmed. Okay, so when it comes into the warmer seasons, well, in the UK, I'm speaking from the UK, we just get, the flowers are just insane. They're huge, really good quality, really robust, and it's really, really good. When it comes out of the summer season, I do think like, what? Why were bouquets looking like this? But then you do just get used to it as well, so it's all good. So I do get really, really excited when we do come into the warmer seasons. So anyway, I might put some eustoma in there as well. So I've got a few stems of eustoma here. They are really, really nice. I'm also loving snapdragons at the moment. I don't have any in, but the delphiniums sort of do the same effect as well, like stocks and delphiniums do the same like dimensions in a bouquet. They give the same sort of vibe and feel as well. So I always use recipes for my bouquets, and I always tell my students also to make sure you use recipes, because imagine being a cake maker, okay, and somebody comes and asks you for a 3-tier cake and they want it for a 60th birthday, and then you're thinking, oh shit, what ingredients should I use? Say they want pistachio cream, and you're thinking, oh God, like how much is that going to cost me? How much is that going to cost me? If you do recipes, you will already know. So for example, a cake maker will have their basic recipe, so they'll know exactly what's going to go into their cake to make it. So they know how much flour, how much sugar, how much eggs, etc., to put into the cake. So imagine if somebody came in and asked them, can you do this cake? And they're just like, yeah, I'm not sure how much that will cost. Like, let's just say it's 40 quid. And then they have to buy like 400 grams of flour at wholesale price. They can't just get one packet of flour. But you get my gist. I could go on for ages with it. So for my bouquets, I usually use hydrangeas, roses, spray roses, and to be honest, it looks gorgeous just like that. And then gold foliage looks really, really good, makes it luxury and stand out from the crowd also. But eucalyptus edge is really nice as well. If I have got some left over, I'll put that as the edge in this bouquet so you can see what sort of vibe that it brings out of. But I've also got gold sprayed leather leaf here. I've only got 4 though. These were actually left over from my class on Saturday. So yeah, so they basically look like this, okay? So just leather leaf sprayed with 24 karat gold Oasis spray. That is the best. If you can't get that, get the brilliant gold. So anyway, so I do add little other bits in there as well, like snapdragons, delphiniums, eustoma, and the eucalyptus, just so it doesn't look like everybody else's at the moment, because those sort of designs are very, very popular, and you probably see about 1 million florists doing the same sort of style. So we always want to be different, we always want to find our USP, and I always say, like, what sort of florist do you inspire to be? Look at what they do and how you can utilise that. Do that as your own style, and then you will be unique. Do not copy anybody else. It's good to learn how to make a successful business, but you will never be 100% successful if you just copy what somebody else does, okay? Because they've already got the client base, the blood, sweat and tears have gone in there, their customers are their customers, they will buy off that person. And a lot of florists are doing nationwide delivery now as well. So you are competing with people all over the country that you are in, okay? So at this time, being a florist, you really need to stand out from the crowd and have a unique selling point. What makes you unique to everybody else, okay? So this was supposed to be a spiral learning video, but you've got some extra tips as well, because I just like speaking to you guys. Okay, but anyway, let's actually get on to that spiraling technique I was going to show you. So I really need you to concentrate on what my hands are doing, okay? So you need to get your first flower. So if this is one of the first bouquets that you're doing, please find which hand you feel most comfortable to pick up your flower with, your first flower. So I always use the biggest flower for the central flower, okay? So this is going to be the central flower. It's always necessary to put your most expensive and biggest flowers in the centre, because that is where your eye goes to. When you are looking at any art or design, the centre of a painting, an arrangement, a flower display, your eyes is going to go straight to the centre, okay? So if you see a carnation or a chrysanthemum or any like of the lower end flowers, people are going to think, that's cheap, okay? So if you use something like a hydrangea, that's going to bulk out the bouquet, and also people are going to see luxury and the value that you provide, okay? So anyway, I am right-handed and I hold my flowers in my right hand, okay? And then feed with my left. So as you just saw, my flowers are here. I'm going to put you up here so you can fully concentrate on my hand placement. And then I'm going to be feeding with the flowers that are on the table, okay? So I've got my hand here. I haven't got it up here. I haven't got it all the way down here. I just put it into the centre. Now, if we put our hand up here, it's going to end up like a bridal bouquet, really small, compact, and we want room, okay? So I was always taught when I was first doing floristry that space is money, okay? If something looks bigger, even when it's not, okay, then people are going to see more value in it, okay? So space is money, right? So putting our hand just down there is going to make our bouquets look bigger, fuller, more expensive, and people are going to want to buy from you, okay? So start off like this. Then I'm going to go in with my rose, okay, with my left hand, and I'm going to put it to the front of me, okay? So always like this, okay? So crisscross, right, like that. Okay, then I'm going to put it where my hand is holding the first stem. Okay, so this is where our binding point is going to be. So our hand is essentially working as a vase. So I always say, open your 3 fingers like this, okay? So you've still got firm hold of your bouquet. Put your other flower into there. Make sure they are at similar heights, okay? So the top of the flowers are at similar heights, okay? Then grab the flower with your 3 fingers, okay, hold it like this, and then put your index finger around it. And it looks like this, and it ain't gonna move anywhere, all right? Okay, so then you need to twist. Now, do not move this hand, okay? So the hand that you first put on the first stem that you did in your bouquet, this hand shouldn't move. It's only the hand that you are not holding the bouquet with that should move, okay? We only move this to do clockwork twists, okay? So clockwork twists are, I'm going to get this hand, I'm going to put it over this hand like this, and then twist like that. And then this hand hasn't moved. And then we've got room to put our next flower, okay? So again, I'm going to go in at exactly the same angle. Make sure that it's hitting my little fingers here, my knuckles, okay? Like this. I'm going to open my 3 fingers. I'm going to clasp it and then move my index finger and hold. Okay? And then we're going to do our clockwork twist. Then I will go in with some Eustoma. Okay, again, at that very same angle, 3 fingers, grab it, and then my other finger, my index finger, clockwork twist. I don't know why I call it clockwork twist, but when you're doing it, you're going to be thinking of me saying clockwork twist, okay? Okay, then we'll go in with our delphinium. Okay, so this is a thicker stem. So 3 fingers open, grab it, and then put my index finger round. Absolutely stunning, okay? Then I'm going to do that a little bit quicker. So once you've got the hang of this, then it's going to be so easy for you to do it. Okay, so as you can see, every single time I'm opening my 3 fingers and then putting my index finger on there, okay? And then you can move it around. It doesn't have to be like stuck up there. You can do titivations, okay? And then I'm going to see if there's any gaps. So for example, I can see gaps here. So I am going to do a twist like this to get to that gap, all right? And then I can fill it with another rose, okay? And then I'm going to go in with some more hydrangeas. So I want one here. You don't have to twist every single time, because sometimes the placement that you want to put another flower is just by where you've twisted anyway. So you don't have to twist every single time. Just keep looking at your bouquet, knowing where you want to put stuff and looking at the gaps, and then twisting when you need to. Okay, but you've also got to think about the fundamentals of floristry as well. So I'm a modern florist, so I don't really stick to like lines and symmetry and things like that. Like, I'm more compact as a florist, so that's how I do my bouquets. But for example, like the delphiniums and any stems that are higher, I do like to do them symmetrical and in triangles and lines. Okay, otherwise, for example, if I just shove like delphiniums anyway, it's just going to look weird. Okay, so I'm going to have a look. I want to put another hydrangea here, okay, and then I'm going to put a delphinium this side and then twist it a little bit. And then I want to put one this side also, okay? So that's making a triangle within the bouquet, so they're nicely evenly distributed and visually pleasing, okay? Then I'm just going to put my extra flowers in there. So I've got a couple of more roses. I'm going to have a look around the bouquet, see where I want those. And honestly, once you've got this spiralling technique, every bouquet that you're going to make is going to be so easy, okay? So you can see that my stems are all spiraled in the same direction. Don't think, oh no, I forgot which way I spiral. Okay, so I was going in that way. If you go in that way, look what that stem's going to do. And then you're going to put it in and it's going to be like, oh, I can't stay there. It's not placed. And then when you put another one in, it's going to go all the way around there and the stem's going to snap. And that is why we have to do the spiral, okay? So I've got a few more eustomas to put in there, or you can call these Lizzies. I know that it's really difficult when you're beginning to actually learn all the flower names, especially because loads of them all sound the same as well. It is a bit more difficult. Okay, so I'm just going to put the rest of my flowers in where I want them to go. Make sure they look all lovely, all evenly distributed. Absolutely stunning. And that's why I always also use, that was so much of a tongue twister, 3 hydrangeas as well, because that creates a triangle as well, and you can always like sort of move it around if you want it to sort of be more structured. Look how gorgeous that is. So I either put 3 delphiniums in, or I will put 5 delphiniums in if it's bigger, just to make sure that it's got that lovely even distribution to the bouquet. Okay, so it's not all about just shoving flowers together. There is method in the madness. Okay, so then with my foliage, I hardly ever put foliage in with my bouquets. I just do it to edge the bouquet. So I go all around with my foliage, twisting all the way around, just to put a little bit of zhuzh on the bouquet. Make sure my eucalyptus is long enough. So I'll just put a few stems around there. And And then I've just got another one here also that I'm going to put at the back here. So 3 fingers and then my finger. Now, this is getting really hard to hold. So if it does get hard to hold, just put a bit of raffia around it and then that will loosen it up a bit. Take the weight off your hand and then you can put more stems in if you're doing a bigger bouquet than this. Okay, so now I'm just going to bind it off. Okay, so the way I bind it off, I get my index finger here. I get a piece of raffia. You can use string, ribbon, whatever you desire. Oh, like this. And I turn the bouquet upside down. And then just go round a couple of times. And then I'll just pop it gently down on the table, gently, so they don't snap. And then I'm just going to do a double knot. Brilliant. Now I'm not going to do wrapping on this bouquet for this tutorial, but we have got every single wrapping video on here that you could ever dream of. But this is exactly how it is looking. Now, if you do want more in-depth tutorials and learn lots more about floristry with me, anything you can dream of, I basically am your pocket mentor on the Academy. So I use an app called Kajabi, and you download the app and then every single floristry tutorial you could ever dream of is in there. And we do fresh content every single week. And if there's something in particular that you can't find on there, I will do a tutorial for you on that also, because there are hundreds and hundreds of arrangements, bouquets and things to do with floristry. Okay, so you've got funerals, weddings, daily orders, like even doing your own videos, okay, social media, if you want to like grow your own business and things like that, everything is on that Academy. It's £19.99 per month. We've got members throughout the world. There's no contract. If you just wanted to join for a month maybe to check it out, write stuff down, watch as many videos as you can and train that way, that's absolutely fine. It's available for everybody. You can pause at any time as well. Honestly, it's fantastic. You need to see the reviews that I've got as well. If I can, I'll put little snippets of them, but you should see the girls. They're absolutely smashing it. They've just done that, and then they message me saying, I can't believe that I have made this just by watching your tutorials on your Academy. It makes me so happy. So I'll absolutely love to see you there. There is a whole community of florists in there helping, learning, growing together. I go live, I reply to every single comment or question that you've got, and I want to see you succeed. I do recommend joining us there, and the link is in the description so you can read all about it. But I hope that you are now aspiring expert. Go and practice this technique, and literally this is the best technique that I show my students, and it is really easy to clasp. Because trust me, I've taught it many different ways and this is the easiest way to do it. Sorry. And this is the easiest way to do it, and just look how stunning this bouquet has turned out, and the spiral. But anyway, I will be making another video very soon, and I hope to hear from all of you, and I hope you are doing so well, and I'll see you in the next video.